So it's a pleasure then to welcome onto the Breakfast Show this morning an absolute legend and actually the first Grammy Award winner that we've had on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Billy Ocean. Are you there, Billy?
Oh, that's a nice introduction. What can I say? Thank you very much, Jeff.
You are. You're our first ever Grammy Award winner.
Thank you.
So 30 years you've been in the business for now. 30 years since, well, it's over 30 years since you burst onto the scene. Would you believe back then that you'd still be kicking around?
No, I didn't. I just thank the Lord for that, because you have one hit and you're sort of excited about the whole thing, but you don't know what's going to come after, do you? You know, I've had my ups and downs, but I've survived.
It's been an amazing career, which we'll hopefully get through. So where is it you're based these days then, Billy?
I'm still in England. I still live here. I grew up here, as you know.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't know. I was born in Trinidad. Came here when I was 10 years old. Lived in the East End of London. Used to gig around the East End of London mostly. That's where my first gig was, when I left school, had an audition, joined the band, started doing gigs in pubs, different parts of London. I think the furthest we went in them days was Wales.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the highlights of your career so far. I mentioned then at the top of the show when we introduced you that you were a Grammy Award winner, the first ever Grammy Award winner, which I'm glad to say, on the show this month. That must have been an amazing feeling when you picked that up. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of, you write a song, you record the song, and, you don't really know what's going to happen to it. But it goes out there, the public like it. Next thing you know, you're number one. Next thing you know, you're Grammy Award winner, and you're very confused and nervous. The thought that you have to go to America and pick up a Grammy Award. Well, you do it, and it's a great feeling.
What do you do with the Grammy Award these days? Have you got it on the mantelpiece, or have you got it in a special cabinet? Because if I win a Grammy Award, Billy, I'd be carrying it around everywhere, going, "Yeah, hi, I'm a Grammy Award winner." Because it's a musical Oscar, isn't it?
Well, it is a musical Oscar, but once you've achieved something, I think you move on, don't you? You can't really dwell on the past.
You're cool, Billy. I'll be dining out on that one forever. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not proud of it, but you can't really dwell on the past. I mean, you said where is it? It's in somebody's office somewhere, right? And like all the other awards, gold and platinum albums and things like that, I never really kept them around me. This might sound crazy to you, but I see people have things like that in their offices and think, I don't know, I wonder to myself, well, if I have this around me, it will make me feel as if I've arrived and there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, good way of thinking.
No, serious. And also, I also didn't want my kids to see it too much. They know about it, but I wanted, life is about, striving for the next day and moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And not really dwelling on the past. So I know they're there. History is already made. I appreciate them, but I'm moving on.
Talking of making history, one of the big things you also did in the 1980s, which was when it really, really exploded for you, was appearing at Live Aid, which is still, I would say, the best gig of all time. Just the meaning behind it and the immense size. It was just unbelievable. You played at the JFK Stadium.
What an amazing day that was, man. I remember the weather was lovely. Not too hot, not too cold. Lovely sunny day. Lots of people. It's still the biggest audience I've worked to. And it's, as you say, it's probably one of the best gigs I've done in my career so far.
Talking of good gigs as well, you were involved with the soundtrack to Jewel of the Nile, which was where The Going Gets Tough came in to play with that one. And also in the video, you have Michael Douglas and Danny DeVito with you.
And Kathleen Turner had some real stars in that video, man.
Yeah,
couldn't get much better than that, you know?
What was that like? It must have been crazy, because, again, at the time, these are the big, big stars, and they're with you. They're your backing singers.
They were cool. I mean, coming from, California, hot, Beverly Hills, loads of money people. They just settled in. They never complained. Real professionals. They didn't just stand there. They actually learned the parts. Well, they were more than miming. They were actually singing.
Yeah.
Okay, there wasn't recording, but to get the live,
the feel for it. Yeah.
Yeah, to get the whole thing, and it's one of my favorite videos.
Yeah, and it was a bit controversial as well, wasn't it? Because the BBC wouldn't play it because they weren't members of equity or something.
The authorities always...
Yeah.
There's always a reason why not to, I mean, in this case, they never played it because Danny DeVito wasn't a member of the Musicians Union, which...
Ridiculous.
Listen, it didn't stop it being a hit, so...
That was what I was about to say to you, because they had a bit of a habit in the 80s, didn't they, with songs? They had to go at Frankie Goes to Hollywood, so we're not playing this, it's filth, and it became one of the biggest hits. And then, you didn't need the BBC for that one, did you? It was just a great song.
I don't know. I mean, you say you didn't need the BBC. You always need the BBC. Well, especially at the time, that was one of the outlets to music.
But you proved them wrong there, though, Bill, didn't you? Because you were a hit without the blooming auntie. I tell you what, that was a good song when they go and get stuff. I do love it, but my favourite song that you've done is Get Out of My Dreams Into My Car. I just think that is absolutely awesome. Still to this day, I get excited when I play it on the radio. I just love the intro to it.
Yeah, I mean,
brilliant.
That's Mutt Lange. You heard of Mutt Lange?
Yeah, wasn't he married to Shania Twain?
Well, is, as far as I know.
He's still with her?
Oh, yeah, as far as I know, he's still with her. But what an amazing producer this man is. This man, the record is produced before he goes in the studio. You know what I mean? He's one of them sort of people.
He just knows.
He's I mean, a hard man to work with because he perfection.
But he definitely got the best out of you, didn't he? Because, I say, those tunes are ones that they're not just 80s classics. They're ones that'll be around forever and ever. And
I hope so.
Every Friday and Saturday you go out, every bar I go in, you'll hear one of your tunes at some point. Whether it be, oh no, you will. I'm not just saying that 'cause you're on the show.
Thank you.
Whether it be one of the 70s ones or you've covered sort of two genres there, haven't you?
That's right.
And it's fantastic. And like I said, it's still to this day I get excited. And there's not a lot of songs out there that I do get excited about playing. I've been on the radio for 13 years.
Nice.
That was one of them.
Thank you very much, man. And I've got a new album coming out.
Well, that's what I was about to move on to right now, because it's your first in a while, isn't it? This brand new album. It's called Because I Love You. Because I Love You. Thank you very much for loving me. It's a pleasure, Billy. I love everyone, especially people who won Grammy Awards.
Thank you very much. No, it's an album I did over the years while I had my little sabbatical. Yeah, one of the things I did was built a studio in Grenada, amongst other things. I got involved in a bit of property and bits and pieces. But I built a studio, and I never had an engineer. I never had. I literally was myself and one of my father's friends in Grenada, because my father's from Grenada.
Yeah.
Why the studio's in Grenada is because my father passed away and left some concerns there. Went to look at it, realized a nice bit of land hanging over the ocean.
Yeah.
Lovely place for a studio. So myself and one of his friends built the studio by hand. Right.
So you built the studio and then built the album there.
Exactly.
Jack of all trades, you, Bill.
So it was nice to see everything come to fruition. I'm just waiting for the results now. The album is called Because I Love You. The single is also, the title track. And I'm touring. The show is made up of from Love Really Hurts right up to, current things, a couple of tracks off the new album. All the hits, Love Really Hurts, Get Out of My Dreams, Go and Get Stuff, Loverboy, Suddenly, Sad Songs. Oh, and the people seem to be enjoying it. They sing along, and we have a lovely time.
Well, I'll definitely be down there when it happens this coming weekend on the 25th.
Good, you're going to be there. You're going to come by and say hello.
Billy, I will definitely come by and say hello, and you'll be able to sort of pick me out of the crowd, because when you play Get Out of My Dreams Into My Car, I'll be the maniac. I'll be jumping up now going, yes!
Oh, listen, you're allowed to behave badly at my concerts.
All right, so you can get details on the album and the single via the website www.billyocean.com.
Yes, Greg.
Billy, thank you very, very much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you. God bless you.
Okay, same
and
to you.
And don't forget, you're going to come backstage and say hello,
I definitely will come backstage and say hello.
All right, take care, man.
All the best then, Billy.
Okay, thank you, and
Take
you.
care,
Bye.
My friend. Billy Ocean, everyone.
Bye, bro.